Freedom was a central theme in President Yoon's speech, as we just heard, while historical figures and the names of Korean companies also grabbed attention. Our Lee Rae-hyun has more.
President Yoon has become the third world leader to address a joint meeting of Congress since President Biden took office. In his nearly 1 hour-long speech delivered in English, Yoon presented a blueprint of the South Korea-U.S. alliance as a global tie to protect liberty and peace. The term freedom appeared 46 times in the speech, more than Yoon has ever previously used the word during his presidency. A number of historical figures were also mentioned, including those who had contributed to the bilateral alliance during the Korean War.
The late John Conyers Jr., Sam Johnson, and Howard Coble were veteran congressmen who promoted freedom and democracy. The former Representative Charles Rangel has been a strong supporter of the alliance. Korea will never forget the great American heroes who fought with us to defend freedom.
Names of Korean businesses and K-pop stars were also brought up. When mentioning Hyundai Motors' plant in the state of Georgia, Yoon smiled and pointed at members from that state as the two elected members from Georgia stood up and applauded. Many world leaders might like to be invited to give a speech in a joint meeting of Congress, but the process can be demanding. A bipartisan group of congressional leaders should agree on the address, while a diplomatic strategy should also be made to persuade Congress. Yoon's speech marks the 7th time a South Korean president has addressed a joint meeting of Congress, and the first time in 10 years since former President Park Geun-hye did so in 2013. Ri Seung-man, the first president of South Korea, also made a speech in a joint meeting of Congress, followed by Roh Tae-woo and Kim Yong-sam. With the exception of former presidents Kim Yong-sam and Lee Myung-bak, other former South Korean leaders made speeches in English. Yoon, at the end of his speech, mentioned Roh's speech from 34 years ago, saying that Roh's dream to make the Indo-Pacific more important to Washington, with Korea contributing to the prosperity of the region, has now become a reality. He added Seoul will strengthen the rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific while taking a comprehensive approach to expanding cooperation with key partners. Lee Rae-hyun, 아리랑뉴스.